They wanted a story about survival. Instead, they got geographical events. Everybody loves talking about what Tina Turner endured. I am far more interested in what Tina Turner commanded, because suffering is common. Influence on this scale is not. 180,000 people. Say it slowly. 180,000. Not downloads, not streams, not passive thumbs gliding across illuminated glass screens. People, actual people, with passports, currency exchange, scheduled flights and trips on trains, hotel confirmations, blisters forming in real time. 180,000 people, all arriving at the same conclusion using different routes. Now, if that had been anywhere else, in scholarly journals by political scientists, it would be written about. Economists would model it. Governments would monitor it. Historians would assign terminology. But because the destination was Tina Turner, it's redacted to entertainment. I think that's a failure of language, because entertainment does not reorganize migration patterns. Entertainment does not pull entire populations across borders. Entertainment does not persuade generations to synchronize their whereabouts. Something more peculiar was happening without a doubt. While America was still debating her classification, Europe had already moved on to observation. Entire stadiums functioning like research facilities. Crowds gathering evidence, trying to determine how one woman had become her own compass point, her own coordinates, her own reason for departure. 180,000 people. That is not an audience. That is a municipality. A temporary city assembled for the sole purpose of witnessing Tina Turner be Tina Turner. Think about the scale of that. Most artists build fan bases. Tina generated population density. Most artists sell tickets. Tina alone sold the most and altered traffic patterns. Most artists get one microphone at the Hall of Fame. Tina never ever physically arrived, got inducted twice. Because some careers deserve milestone celebration, Tina Turner's required indentation. People call her the queen of rock and roll. I think that title undersells the situation, because queens inherit territory. Tina inspired movement. Those are entirely different forms of authority. And unlike most rulers, she kept leaving. Not because she had to, because she could. Stepping away for years at a time, allowing the industry every opportunity to crown someone else, every opportunity to update the inventory, every opportunity to replace the portrait hanging over the mantle, and every single time she returned, the crown remained otherwise unhandled. The title still addressed to Tina Turner. No hostile takeover, no successful succession plan, no challenger able to hold the seat long enough to change the engraving, because some people occupy positions. Tina occupied imagination. And imagination has terrible attendance records. It refuses to leave when instructed. Look at the evidence. The charts. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, entire decades passing. Roll call only to discover Tina Turner was still present. Most artists have a moment. Tina accumulated errors. Most artists leave influence. Tina left descendants. You can hear them in the stagecraft, in the stamina, in the performers who learned that standing still was never part of the assignment, in every artist who understands that commanding a crowd is different from merely entertaining one. And then there's Rolling Stone. History occasionally tells the truth before it realizes what it has done. The first black recording artist, the first woman to appear on its cover. Think about that. Not because the fact requires repetition, because the implication does. An entire industry publication looking at Tina Turner and saying, we cannot discuss this music without discussing her first. That's not recognition, that's acknowledgement. Recognition says, we see you. Acknowledgement says, we have adjusted the agenda. The remarkable thing is not that she became famous. Fame occurs every day. The remarkable thing is that she became a unit of measurement, a benchmark, a reference point, a category so singular, the category eventually borrowed her name. You can compare careers to Tina Turner. You cannot compare Tina Turner to careers. The equation only works one way. That's not celebrity, that's consequence. That's a woman whose accomplishments became so numerous that records stopped behaving like achievements and started behaving like corroborating witnesses. 180,000 people, there it is again. The number refuses to sit quietly because numbers tell stories. And this number keeps insisting that industry misunderstood the assignment. They wanted a story about survival, a neat little narrative about endurance, about recovery, about overcoming. Instead, they got a woman whose influence became visible from space. Some people become stars. Some people become landmarks. And landmarks create problems for maps, because maps are forced to reduce whatever they cannot contain, which explains why history keeps presenting Tina Turner smaller than what she was. But 180,000 people is difficult to reduce. 100 million records is difficult to reduce. 5 decades of chart success is difficult to reduce. Entire generations of artists following coordinates she established is difficult to reduce. At a certain point, the map has to stop being inaccurate and admit that the territory exceeds the page. Some people become stars. Some people become landmarks. Tina Turner became so large, the Mercator could only approximate her.